The Curse of Oak Island. Gold is recovered at the Money Pit dig, but there's also a major setback. On last night's episode of The Curse of Oak Island, the team uncovered more gold from the spoils from the Money Pit excavation. However, there was also a significant and unexpected setback. Longtime viewers of the show will be used to a fair few failed digs and crushing disappointments at the Money Pit, and unfortunately, last night, there was a bit more of that. But there was also some cause for hope too. The Oak Island team has, once again, found some gold in the Money Pit area, which is getting to be a bit of a habit. But first, the team had to endure some disappointment. It starts to go wrong at the Oak Island Money Pit. The guys had been using a 10-foot steel caisson shaft to dig the TF1 hole at the Money Pit. They thought TF1 was their best bet because earlier in the season, they had recovered metal with traces of gold on it in this area, and samples of underground water had also revealed the presence of gold and silver. Things seemed to be going well. The hammer grab was pulling up plenty of wood, indicating that there were shafts and tunnels buried underneath. The team began to suspect that they were following in the footsteps of previous excavations. There was evidence they were covering the same ground as digs from 1861 and 1909, which gave the guys hope that they were on the right track. Finally, when the hammer grab began hitting off something that was too heavy to lift, they wondered if they had settled just above the chapel vault. This was at a depth of approximately 150 feet, which the guys thought would be a perfect depth for a treasure vault encased in concrete. Sadly, the crew soon determined they weren't hitting up against a vault. Instead, it was most likely bedrock, which meant game over. The hole was a dead end. There was still hope on Oak Island as gold was discovered. But all was not entirely lost as Steve Guptill turned up with a collection of artifacts recovered from the spoils of TF1. He had a fairly large number of metal objects found at a depth between 110 and 130 feet, and Marty Lagina wasted no time in running them through the XRF machine. Lo and behold, two of the objects contained gold. Marty can often be quite pessimistic, but he was full of positive energy last night. Speaking of the gold pieces, he argued the pieces showed they may be getting close to the source of the gold. He explained that the artifacts could be detritus from a real treasure trove about a foot away. The final task for last night's episode was to convene a meeting of the Fellowship of the Dig in the War Room to decide what to do next. Oak Island historian Charles Barkhouse had a clear and succinct plan. He believed that the evidence showed they were super close to the shaft collapse of 1861, but that they had dug a little bit too far west. So, Charles's solution was simple. They just need to place the next caisson in the ground a little bit further to the east, specifically over a cluster of old boreholes known as the C1 cluster. It was here that they previously uncovered old wood from the 15th century and metal containing gold. Don't forget, if this doesn't work, they still have two other caisson shafts in reserve. So still plenty of opportunity for success. For over a decade, Rick and Marty Lagina have poured their hearts, minds, and fortunes into solving the greatest treasure mystery in North America, Oak Island. Season after season, viewers have watched as tantalizing clues emerge, ancient artifacts, mysterious tunnels, and strange symbols, fueling speculation about hidden riches buried deep beneath the swale of Nova Scotia's enigmatic isle. But now, in a jaw-dropping turn of events, the dream that's eluded so many for over 200 years has finally become reality. Gold has been recovered in the Money Pit area. Yet, as often happens on Oak Island, triumph walks hand in hand with disaster. Just as the team begins to celebrate a long-awaited breakthrough, a major setback threatens to derail everything. A golden breakthrough. The episode begins with anticipation thick in the air. After weeks of high-pressure digging and sonar scans pointing to a dense anomaly beneath the Money Pit, the team initiates a core drilling operation at a promising location they've dubbed Target X. It's an area near where previous gold traces were detected in water samples, but no solid proof had ever been extracted until now. As the drill operators pull up a long metal tube filled with tightly packed earth, anticipation spikes among the team. Geologist Terry Matheson examines the core sample on site and spots something unusual almost immediately: a small, shimmering yellow fleck embedded in the soil. Gary Drayton, ever the enthusiastic metal detection expert, leans in. "Lads, that's the real McCoy," he exclaims. "That's gold." The sample is rushed to the lab for proper testing. When the results come back, the team is stunned. Not only is it gold, but it registers as 22 carat, an extremely high purity for buried treasure. Moreover, trace analysis indicates the gold has been in the ground for hundreds of years, not something modern or recently planted. This is the confirmation we've been waiting for, says Rick Lagina, barely containing his emotion. People called this a myth. They said the money pit was just a sinkhole. But this proves something real is down there. The spirits of the past. Adding to the intrigue, local Mi'kmaq elder Nora Mackenzie visits the island following the discovery, drawn by a restless energy she claims to have sensed. In a powerful scene, she performs a ceremonial offering near the dig site and warns the team, "Gold always comes with a price on this island. The spirits do not give without taking." It's a spine-tingling moment that harkens back to the fabled curse that gives the show its name, a legend that states 7 men must die before the treasure can be found. So far, 6 men are known to have lost their lives in the island's dangerous history of excavations. The setback. Just as things seem to be moving forward, disaster strikes. While preparing for deeper excavation, the drilling team hits what they initially believe is a rock formation. But as the bit chews through, the ground beneath the drill suddenly collapses. The team scrambles to halt operations as a large sinkhole opens up, swallowing part of the surrounding equipment and causing the entire site to be deemed unstable. "It's a setback we didn't see coming," says engineer Scott Barlow. "This isn't just a small void. We've opened up a cavity that could be part of a previously undiscovered tunnel system or shaft collapse." Even more concerning, the sinkhole halts all drilling and recovery efforts indefinitely while safety crews assess the damage. Marty Lagina, ever the pragmatic brother, is visibly frustrated. "We were inches, literally inches, from a major find. And now we're forced to pause everything. We need to make sure nobody gets hurt, but it's gut-wrenching." Theories ignite. Back at the war room, the team pores over historical maps, sonar imaging, and previous data to determine whether this collapse might lead to something bigger. Dr. Ian Spooner, the resident geoscientist, offers a new theory. What if this is part of the original booby-trap system meant to deter diggers? The collapses, the flooding shafts, it was all designed to punish those who came too close. Doug Crowell chimes in with a document found in the archives, an 18th century letter written by a British officer referencing ingenious safeguards used to protect a cache of extreme value hidden on an island off the Atlantic coast. Could this collapse have triggered one of those old-world defenses? A divided team. Tensions mount as the team debates their next move. Some want to wait until a full structural analysis is done. Others, like Gary Drayton and Jack Begley, are itching to get back in the ground, worried that delaying could allow water infiltration to wash away valuable materials or compromise the integrity of what they've just found. Even within the usually unified Lagina brothers, there's a rare disagreement. Rick wants to take a step back, study the data, and consult new experts. Marty, on the other hand, is pushing for aggressive shoring of the site and immediate resumption of digging once safe. "It's not just about safety," Rick says. "It's about respecting the island. We've come this far because we've listened to it. If we rush now, we risk losing more than gold." What comes next? Despite the chaos, the team remains united in their mission. Preparations are made for ground-penetrating radar and robotic probes to be inserted into the newly opened cavity, hoping to map whatever lies beneath without further destabilizing the area. Meanwhile, whispers of the recovered gold begin to spread. Could this attract outside interests? Theories range from Spanish conquistadors to Templar knights, from Marie Antoinette's jewels to pirate catches long thought lost to time. Whatever the truth, one thing is now certain. Something of value is indeed buried on Oak Island. The discovery of gold, even in small form, transforms the Oak Island mystery from speculative folklore into documented fact. But the island, in true fashion, refuses to give up its secrets easily. Final thoughts. As the episode closes, a lone drone shot hovers above the collapsed dig site, shrouded in fog, battered equipment left scattered. But the spirit of adventure burning brighter than ever. In voiceover, Rick Lagina muses, "Treasure comes in many forms. It's not always about what you take from the earth, but what the pursuit gives to the soul. The curse is alive, the gold is real, but the road ahead remains uncertain."